Just so people understand, I'm not anti-police.
What?
But a lot of these police officers in these United States of white supremacy America are absolutely cowards.
Oh man, it's getting dangerous over here.
Because continuously, our youth, our black people within this country continue to get killed.
Damn.
They always state something like they had a gun or I fear for my life. This is a get out of jail free statement that they continuously use. Now, I don't care what this next story I'm about to show you guys. I don't fucking care. Excuse my language. I'm just getting pissed off at our youth continue to die. I don't care if he had a weapon. But once you comb throughout the details of this particular case, then you will truly understand what I'm referring to.
Transparency can't be a one-way street, Mr. Mayor.
Members of Wilmington City Council now among those demanding answers in the officer-involved shooting that left 19-year-old Kadir Skinner dead. At the time, police said patrol officers saw a crowd gathering near 24th and Jessup Streets, and that an officer saw Skinner point a gun toward the crowd. He was shot when he fled officers. His family has said he was shot in the back and cuffed before getting taken to the hospital. At a march last night, community members also said it's time for the city to show some tangible evidence of what really happened that night. A couple days after the shooting, Wilmington Mayor John Carney and the city's police chief put out statements acknowledging that investigations were underway and basically asking the community to be patient. But some community members and city council members say they should have said more and done more sooner. And they say they definitely need to be much more transparent with that officer's body cam footage.
So I understand the public and the media should have a right, but at the very least, the Skinner family should have the right to see the body-worn camera.
Some community members also say that even as police and attorney general investigations need to take
Pause.
Mark my words when I tell you guys this story.
Okay.
Because as we go through the details, just a little bit here, I want you to think about the camera. And as AI is becoming more intelligently, you can use plugins, you can use APIs, you can use all these different things to augment and change the very video that you may be seeing, right? Whether it be using Higgsfield or CDance, all these different websites and all these different applications that they may use to even alter these videos. Why take so long? These videos are stored on these cameras or they're being uploaded through Wi-Fi. But nevertheless, after that shift, I think there's a database, there's a storage somewhere in the policing and that is backed up by a cloud that is actually being stored. And maybe there's some red tape where certain people have to view it first. But why does it take so long for body cameras to be released? Now, excuse me as I mumble and I fumble over my words because it's time out for all the BS. Because here's what we know. On the night of Wednesday, June 24th, just after 11 o'clock, Wilmington police responded to a gathering in a residential neighborhood near 24th and Jessup Street, according to the police account. An officer saw Kadir Skinner come out of a house with a handgun and pointed towards the crowd. And as I told you guys before, automatically some of you like, well, he's guilty. He should have been killed. He should have been shot because he had a handgun. No, I'm tired of giving reasons and intellectual reasons why people did not have a gun. Is it lawful for you to have a gun in these United States of America? Whatever happened to constitutional carry? Well, he pointed at a crowd. Okay, let's get into the details, no less. When officers approached, they said Skinner ran off. It was a foot chase started, and one of the officers fired, hitting him. The Delaware Division Forensic Scientists reported that the wound, a single gunshot to his upper left backside, meaning that he was running away from the police. He didn't turn around and show the weapon towards the police. Let that sit for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Not the chest, not the front of the leg, the back. These are how we have to look at a lot of these stories. Now, here's where it splits into two completely different stories. The police say that Skinner pointed a loaded gun at a crowd. That's their justification. But the family's attorney, a civil rights lawyer named Harry Daniels, who has handled some of the biggest police cases in this country, says he watched that body cam footage and it tells a different story. Daniel says there was no crowd of people around Skinner when he was shot, and that the neighbors only gathered afterwards once they heard the shots. He said that Skinner never threatened the officers and was running with nobody around him. And this is the detail that will stay with you. Daniel says that after the young man was shot, you can hear him on the video say, "I can't breathe," roughly 20 times. And that the video runs 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And the attorney says that this sound isn't even available for the first part of it. So which is it? A young man aiming a gun at a crowd, or a young man running away that was shot in the fucking back?
Houston, we have a problem.
Gasping what he can't breathe. That's what he was gasping. 19 to 20-year-old gasping, got shot in the back stating that he can't breathe. Because we don't know if that shot in the back hit one of his lungs or not. We don't know what this young man was actually going through. Again, he was running away from the police. I don't care if he had a weapon. I'm going to make sure I'm very transparent and very clear about that.
What kind of American are you?
That is exactly why these videos matter. That is exactly why who controls the video matters. And before we go even further, let's remember that at the center of this is not a case number. It's a person. Kadir Skinner was 19 years old. 19. And at that age, most of us were still trying to figure out who we're going to be. We're still making mistakes, still growing up. When we've seen white people, let's make it racial. Let's make it racial, because I know people are going to go there anyway. Right? Saying, well, he's black, and subconscious bias tells us that most police officers fear black people, especially in black neighborhoods, and he had a gun, so automatically he's guilty. Automatically he's a threat.
Damn!
Through anything. From anywhere. However far. Whatever it takes. Because it all starts with Lova. Your website, your app, all built on Lova. Built right, kept running. Lova did. You're only a threat when someone's pointing a weapon at you. I doubt if he was running like this, pointing a weapon at them and never shot at the police. You get what I'm getting at? See, his people described him as a young man with a family that loved him, a neighborhood that knew him, and a whole life that hadn't been lived yet. Whatever the investigation ultimately finds, a mother is now planning a funeral instead of a damn birthday. And she had to fight just to watch how it happened.
Hypocrisy, my friend.
Shot! See if you're okay! That's his son, bro! That's his son, bro! You telling the mom back up. That's her fucking son. You telling the mom back up. I can't breathe. Get up from my son. Shooting. Why y'all, bro, he shot. Shooting. Why y'all, bro, he shot. Why y'all doing that to him? He shot, bro. Bro. Shot him. Get up from my son. Shot him. Yeah. Shot him. Too extra happy, bro. He shot him. He just running, bro. He ain't too extra happy, bro. Why y'all shooting? He just running, bro. He ain't shooting. Why y'all, bro? He shot. Why y'all shooting?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important that we understand the nuance behind this.
How could he survive?
We need to understand the nuance behind it. He's already been shot. As we look at this, ladies and gentlemen, you see one police officer applying handcuffs to him. 2 to 3 police officers are controlling the crowd. You know the one thing that you don't see? You don't see any police officer rendering aid. As a U.S. Marine and as a U.S. soldier, even in combat, whether you're putting zip ties on an assailant or not, there's someone who's rendering first aid to that person, whether it be from the opposing army or even a terrorist. We have people who are going to render first aid, applying pressure to the wound, treating the wound. But as these people are standing around, and majority of the people, you don't see too many people within 20 to 50 feet of the police officer, except for the mother, right? Except for the mother, but no one's rendering aid as he's already shot. And this guy's still trying to apply handcuffs instead of giving this guy aid. He's not even tussling. He's not pushing away. He's not fighting back.
We have a problem.
I want you to keep that human being, Kadir Skinner, in mind. While these officers talk in the flat language of policy and procedure, because that flat language is designed in part to make you forget there was a heartbeat at the center of this. At this particular moment, he's very conscious. He's very aware. He's very much alive. But here's the bigger picture, and I want you to really hear this. In this case, everything the public is allowed to know is being controlled by the very institution under investigation. Because on July 2nd, Skinner's mother and the family lawyers had to hold a press conference just to demand transparency and then physically travel down to Wilmington Police Headquarters to be shown the footage in a room, not released to the public, shown to them privately, and the family still calling for that video to be made public so the rest of the city can judge for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I would have had some sort of spy camera, a hat. It would have been embedded inside of a button or something. I would have recorded that video, illegal as it be, so the public understand what the hell is going on. I really want you to think about what this means for a regular family. When the government controls the timeline, they control the footage, they control the narrative. The people who lost a child are putting in position of begging. See, when they control all these things, if you recall what I stated earlier, the more time that they're not showing this video camera, believe when I tell you this, AI is at a pivotal moment where things are becoming so surreal that a lot of us, okay, not all, but a lot of us can't even decipher, is that real or fake? So just imagine government entities that have models, that have LM, large language models, like a Claude, like a Gemini, like a Chat GPT, like a Perplexity, like a Open Claw or Red Claw, whatever it may be, they have access to all these large language models that can augment videos. They're not going to have the barriers and safeguards that the regular public may be using. They're not going to have that. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Because again, we're talking about a mother and a father who lost a child, and they are being put in a position of begging to see how he died. And while they beg, the official version is the only version the wire services print. That is an accident.
What?
That's not an accident, by the way. That's how power protects itself. The first story out is usually the story that sticks, and the first story out came from the department during the shooting.
I heard my son say, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." Y'all still put handcuffs on him. And y'all dragged him and put him in the back of a police car. How am I supposed to feel?
I want you guys to think about that for a second. At no time did the police supposedly, allegedly, render first aid to this young man. The damage has already been done, but no one rendered first aid to this first man. And this is why this is very important. And let me be clear about something, because I don't want anybody twisting what I'm stating here. This is not about hating police. This is about freaking accountability, the same accountability we demand from any government agency that carries the power to end a life. The neighborhood where Kadir Sanders was killed is a predominantly Black community, and it sits in a city, Wilmington, that has wrestled with its policing for a very long time. See, when you zoom out, you see a very, very strict pattern. A Black kid, a foot chase, a shot in the back, a body cam that the public can't see, and 2 investigations, one by the same police department, Criminal Investigation Division, and Office of Professional Standards, and one by the Delaware Department of Justice Division of Civil Rights and Public Trust. Here's the honest question I want you to carry. If the footage clearly shows a young man pointing a gun at a crowd, do you think it still would be locked up?
What?
Don't you think they would just release it like, hey, this is why he got shot, right? They would try to make a connection there. Or would it already be on every screen in the country? I'm not telling you the answer because I don't know. I'm telling you to ask the question before you jump to a conclusion. And let me pause right here and put something in your pocket. Let me put something in perspective. Because knowledge is protection. Body camera footage exists for one reason: accountability. It was sold to the public as a thing that would finally give us an objective record when the accounts don't match. So everybody is not in a hoopla and raising hell where we have video footage shows that, see, he had a gun. See, he pointed at police. See, they fear for their life. But a camera only protects the people if the footage actually reaches the people.
Wake up, nigga.
When a department can film everything and then decide on its own timeline what you get to see, and when the camera stops being a check on power, it becomes a tool of it. See, that's the tension in every one of these cases. The footage was recorded on a public payroll by a public officer on a public street. And the default should be sunlight, not a private screening room. So when you hear officials say the video can't come out yet because of ongoing investigation, how is the video going to stop the investigation? The video is the video. Ask the follow-up questions like who investigation, on whose clock, and who benefits from the delay of this video being released. Now, here's your blind spot lesson for the day, ladies and gentlemen. This story is being carried by Delaware and Philadelphia local outlets and is being carried out by the Black press, stations like WKYS and The Beat, and outlets like African Elements out of all places. But nationally, you hear near silence.
I don't like that.
You see the contradiction there? You hear near silence, and that silence is a decision. A dead 19-year-old boy was shot in the block, an attorney of national reputation, a mother forced to fight for the video, and in a different zip code with a different last name. That's a week of national coverage. You get what I'm getting at, right? If that was a different skin tone in a different area, in a different neighborhood, it would be all over the news.
Damn.
See, this is just a local story you have to go looking for. So consider this me handing you the flashlight and understand why the flashlight matters. National attention is one of the only things that reliably speeds up a video release and forces an independent set of eyes onto the investigation. Silence works in favor of who's ever been investigated. Do not be surprised if this officer gets off on this killing and murdering of a young black 19-year-old boy who was running away. That right kind of noise, the informed kind, works in favor of the family, does it not? That's not opinion. That's the pattern we watch play out city after city. So here's what to watch. Watch either the Wilmington Police Department and the Delaware Attorney General's office release that body camera video to the public, not just to the family in a private room where they probably checked them to see if they had any hidden cameras, because I know I would have had one.
Me too.
Watch what the Division of Civil Rights and Public Trust concludes. Somebody's going to say in the comment section, you don't know how law enforcement work. You don't know the procedures. You don't know the red tape they have to go through. The one thing I do know, a video is a video and you can release it the same damn day if you wanted to. Watch whether he pointed a gun at a crowd, which they claim, and that these people survived this very tumultuous, traumatizing event. Let's watch the actual footage, should we not? And watch whether the national outlets that skipped this ever circle back to it. Because here's the big problem, family. These stories may look separate, whether it be in Wilmington or Memphis or Houston or Minneapolis, but they all are connected by one thing. And you already know what I'm going to say, power. They're all connected by power. Who has it, who abuses it, who gets protected, and who has to beg just to see the truth. Kadir Skinner's mother shouldn't have to hold a press conference to watch how her son died. And we're going to keep watching this one.
Y'all shot my son in the back. Literally. It was cold-blooded murder.
The father of 19-year-old Kadir Skinner reacting strongly as we work to learn more from police about what led to the deadly shooting. His family shared photos of him and spoke with us outside of Wilmington Police Headquarters.
I'm heartbroken. We need answers.
Wilmington police say an officer shot and killed Skinner during a foot chase last night in the area of 24th and Jessup Streets. We're told it happened at around 11:15 after police say he came out of a house and pointed a gun at a large crowd that officers were monitoring. Police say Skinner took off running and that an officer caught up with him and shot him during that encounter. It's unclear exactly what happened between the two in those moments. Skinner's father is disputing the details of the preliminary report.
I know they didn't have a gun. How did my son get shot in the back? Twice. I want to know, how did my son wind up in the police car shot with handcuffs on? Is that the protocol? Is that protocol? Or are you supposed to wait till the ambulance get there? Y'all shot my son in the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to this particular case, and we're going to keep watching this one, especially because the national media tried to skip it And I really want you guys to think about police procedure. And a lot of people, like your officers Tatum or your, never mind. I don't want to use disparaging terms right here on my channel, ladies and gentlemen, because I already use a great level of profanity that I normally don't use. But the more of our people that die in this country that our ancestors built and all the rights that we fought for, we still don't have equality, even when it comes to justice. We do not have any rights, even when it comes to the justice system. They're not releasing the video to show this very large crowd that he brandished a weapon, that he was waving a weapon, that he was pointing a weapon at this large crowd. We still don't have any evidence. And let's take, for instance, that is true. He didn't shoot the gun if he had a gun. He took off running when he saw the police, ladies and gentlemen, and he got shot in the back. Okay. Now, allegedly, the father stated 2 shots. I read in one police report that it was 1 shot, but nevertheless, this guy got shot in the back. Police also put handcuffs on him and no one rendered aid. Now, granted, he was shot in the back and possibly could have been paralyzed if he would have survived. They should have kept him in that position until the ambulance came to render aid, because none of them render aid, even though that's part of their protocol. I want to know a police precinct in any local township, in any city, in any state. When you fire and shoot someone as a police officer and you subdue him, whether it be by zip ties or handcuffs, isn't it there supposed to be another officer or even yourself after you take control of the assailant? Don't you supposed to render first aid to keep him alive, even though you shot him? I know we do that in war. I know we do that to all these terrorists that we were shooting over there.
You're goddamn right.
We've shown more dignity and respect to our enemy that we literally go over to kill than the people right here in our own damn country, predicated upon our skin type and our phenotype. And as I stated before, we're going to keep watching this. We're going to track this. We're going to see what the hell is going on. Because again, I told you the national media has veered away from this particular story, but we're going to see this body cam footage. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but as I told you, you already know where I stand. If he's not pointing the gun at the police and he's running away from the police, then why the hell did you shoot him in the back, fucking cowards? Not all police, but man, it's getting real close to a great majority of these police officers not doing the right thing. And don't get me wrong, you fear for your life. Subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and share this with somebody who needs to hear the truth behind the hidden headlines. I'll see you on the next one.